Good morning, everybody. Keto for Real Life People here, and it is Motivation Monday. May the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day, in case you didn't know. I love saying that. I got grandsons, so. And to be quite honest, I watched all the Star Wars, all the classic Star Wars stuff back in the day because my brothers loved it, and then I loved it. So, anywho, happy 4th of May. We're getting ready for summer, and hopefully, guys, let me see here. I'm trying to pull this up so that I can see what's going on and read comments from here. Yay! Posts. There we go. There we go. There's 3 in there. I could turn this volume way down. So, here we go. Today I'm gonna do this. I should be able to go back and forth with it. So I wanted to talk to you about stress and what you can do, or how to stay keto during stressful times. I mean, God, the elephant in the room is what's going on worldwide with social distancing and stay at home and all of that. So that in itself is enough to make anybody stressful. But then you take into consideration that life can get really sideways when you're staying at home so much. I don't know about y'all, okay? For those of you who are still going out into the workforce and you're essential, even that can be stressful. But I wanted to talk to you about my stressful week last week. I mean, oh my God, y'all, and I still managed to stay keto, and that in itself helps relieve stress. What? Yeah, keto relieves stress. It really, really does help. So I want to give you guys some of the things that I did. I didn't handle every stressful situation the best emotionally, but I did do my best to keep my food right, and that was one less thing that I had to worry about. So I can already see people are popping in, and I'm going to take a look and say good morning to y'all real quick. Give everybody a chance to who's available to climb on in. So Violet, Renea, Tanya, Violet, Susan. Wow, good morning. I have not met y'all. Here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so let me start out by saying life is not always unicorns and rainbows, is it? I mean, we don't just prance around and have wonderful things going on. Life can be real. Life can get to you. Stress can get to you. And what you can do to alleviate your stress a little bit. Okay, so like I said, I had a very challenging week last week, guys. It started not this Sunday, but the Sunday before. It started when my mother was in a car accident and totaled her car. She's all right, but concussion, whiplash, bruised ribs, lungs, body, wrist, and so that was very stressful. Not only the fear of her being in an accident stressful, and going to a hospital where you can't get in to see her, you can't do any of this. So, you know, for those out there who are dealing with that type of situation, whether it's a sickness or whatever, when you've got a loved one and there's something wrong and you can't get to them, that in itself is stressful. Second of all, you know, y'all know I have husky puppies, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, is got the mama and daddy. Well, the mama got hit by a car and was killed this last week, so that was very sad. My son got called back to work. My other daughter, who relies on my mother to help with watching her kids while she's at work, because she works with kidney dialysis, was not available. Long story short, y'all, between car accidents, losing a pet, having between 7 and 9 grandchildren in our tiny little home, other drama taking place. I mean, at one point, guys, I had 7 grandkids and 36 phone calls. It was a craziness. It was crazy. And I was like, Calgon, take me away. And after I reflected about the week, I couldn't wait. Sunday was awesome yesterday. I was like, I am in the zone. Like, I'm just by myself. You know, I'm going to sit on my porch. I'm going to just watch the birds. That's all I'm going to do. So that's one of the things. You have to be able to learn how to set some boundaries. It is probably my biggest struggle, but it's my number one first off tip this morning, is when you have got pressure on you to be there for everybody and you want to help everybody. And guys, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, I have this group of people right here on Facebook, and there's a group of people on YouTube, and there's some people over on Instagram. You know, I want to help support. I love helping people. I love it. It's my nature. It's what I do. It's what I'm passionate about. I like to encourage. I like to fix problems if I can. I like to offer sound advice if I can. And that's what we do mostly as females, right? We're caregivers, we're caretakers, we have loved ones. And mine has gotten so huge that it finally all just kind of collapsed. I can't stress this enough, y'all. I have said it over and over and over, but I think we have to be reminded too, because we reset and restart, and then we go right back to where we were. We have got to learn to set boundaries, because if we cannot take care of ourselves and we overextend ourselves, then we are not only stressing ourselves out to the max, but you know, that stress, that cortisol, it wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc on your whole body, y'all. Like, you're not going to just be tired. You're not just going to be in a bad mood. You're going to have cortisol levels out the wazoo. It's going to mess with your adrenal glands, which are going to become fatigued, which is going to cause all kinds of chemical stuff. And I'm not going to get into the science because I'm not a doctor, but you're not going to be able to lose weight. And when stress levels stay high constantly, it's not acute stress anymore, it's chronic, it's long term, then you know, you can cause yourself to age, you can get more wrinkles, and your overall mood becomes depressed. So first bit of advice, guys, when you're dealing with stress, is to step back, take a step back, find a quiet spot, and think about the things that you can do to handle it. So I'll just let you know how I handled it this week. I did the week of marathon week, as what I called it, and I made myself a boundary. I have a lot of catch up to do. I have a lot of catch up to do with group. I have a lot of catch up to do with my house. I've got a lot of catch up to do with my website and computer work. And so I had to turn around and set boundaries and say, this week I am unavailable. Oh my God, what? Well, it's true. You know, I do have to be able to set boundaries so that I can actually get through a to-do list and not have like a mountain of things that is also going to stress me out. So I'm going to take a moment, because I see y'all popping. I saw stars go by. Thank you for the stars. There's a little star button, so if anybody wants to send stars, I appreciate it. I thank you so much. Renee says, you came to mind so many times last week. Now I know why. Praying for you and your family. Thank you, Renee, so much. Did I get my hair cut, sissy? Oh, you're so sweet. No, you know what I did? Okay, so here we are, guys. I mean, right now, all I did was I watched one of those Facebook hair cutting, self-cutting things, because obviously I can't cut my hair. And all of this was just kind of, my hair's so fine and wispy, so that when it gets a certain length, it just scraggles. So I looked at one of those little YouTube videos, and I took a section of my hair and I brought it to here, and then I brought it all forward, then I twisted it, and then I set it right here, mid-nose, and I cut below my finger, and then it kind of poofed back up, and it just gave me some bangs that kind of go down. See, they come down to here on the sides, then they're a little bit right here at the eyebrows, just so that I could see things and not have it constantly getting in my face. In the meantime, the rest of this mess is just that. I got one of the last boxes of hair color about a month ago, and I colored it, but my hair doesn't take color, like it doesn't hold on to it. So it was dark in the beginning, and now it's lightening back out, and I don't have it. So, and you should see my eyebrows. Oh my God. I mean, you should see my toes. Oh my God. I got all the polish. It took me forever. I had to use one of those little nail Dremels to get the gel polish. I looked like I had a French manicure on my toes, but it was not flattering. But I couldn't get that gel off. I soaked it in acetone. It would not come off. So anyways, yeah, again, stressful little things like we can't get hair care, we can't get our eyebrows done, we can't do all this. And while I'm good at doing certain things I'm not. I'm terrible at painting my own nails. I don't know if it's a vision balance thing, but I suck. Eh. You just gotta roll with it. Thanks, sissy. Good morning, Sandra. Hey, Susan. There we go. Thank you, Angie. Good morning, Martha. Good morning. Nelda, Nancy, you have bangs. Love them. I have been so MIA. Prayers for your mom. Thank you, Nelda. You have come to my mind so many times this last week, too. Isn't that strange? But, girl, I was up to my eyebrows literally in family business. You know, I had said it last Monday that I was going to have a busy week ahead of me. And, God, I mean, it just seemed like anything and everything that could take place did. From spilt milk to broken vases to vacuuming over and over. I mean, just, you know, little tiny space with a lot of little babies running around in it. It was a workhouse. I'm kid you not. So, I stayed keto. I'm very, very pleased with myself on that, guys. So you have got to learn to set boundaries, number one. Don't put more on yourself than you can. I told my husband, and that's another thing, communicate. I wish I had communicated at the beginning of the week versus the end of the week, but I was able to communicate with my husband and my children, my adult children, that I had nothing left to give. I had reached my limit. Not that I would never give again, but at this point, I had nothing left to give. In cuss word terms, there were no F's left. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. I'm sorry. When you get to that point, you have got to be able to tell them no. And really, in reality, my point had been reached by Wednesday of last week. I pushed it to the limits Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you have to set boundaries. You have to be able to communicate with those around you. And this, I'm talking about, guys, you know, life is stressful enough. Like I said, people aren't working. There's all this stuff going on. But it gets way worse when you are the one who is the giver. Whether you're taking care of grandbabies, whether you're taking care of your own children, whether you're taking care of a parent or a loved one, and you are a caretaker, you have got to take and set some time aside to yourself. Another thing that I did was I got out my book. It's been just sitting there. It's just been sitting there. And by the way, I'm due for a new planner. Somebody said, oh, Elizabeth told me yesterday, she said, oh, Mom, they said one of the silliest things people could do this year is buy planners. Why? I get it. You know, social distancing and nothing's open. What are you going to plan? But for me, I can still plan. I looked at this and I did something. Do something kind for yourself, all right? I've said this before. In the physical realm, if you could find quiet time for yourself, find it and go to your quiet spot. It might be sitting in the bathroom, in the bathtub for a while, reading a book and having a glass of wine. It might be just finding a quiet spot on your front porch and saying, you know, I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to just watch the world go by. It could be getting out, going for a walk, and finding some peace in nature. Whatever it is that you need to do, do it. One of the other things that I find very relaxing and helpful and less stressful is to organize. If things have been chaotic and you have just feel like nothing's in control, for me and for my personality type, I want to write it all down so that I can just see it, and as I can tick things off of lists I can see my work being accomplished. Not only do I see what I need to do, but then I can see what I've gotten done. Then I feel like I have made progress and been productive, and I'm okay with it. When I don't do that and I just kind of flip from one thing to the other trying to get everything done, and I feel very unfocused. So organize whatever it is, from your to-do list to your closets right now to your kitchen to whatever it is, to help your life become easier. Anything that you can do to make your life easier, to work smart and not hard, will help, again, alleviate stress. I'm going to take it. I see those comments rolling. Good morning, Diana. It is really hard right now. Good morning. Angie says it's okay to set boundaries. Schedule yourself unavailable. Unplug when needed and take some time for you. Put on your survival mask first. Yes, yes. I mean, everybody's talking about we have made it to level 6, Jumanji. Really, because we don't know what's going to happen. See, and that's just another thing that will add to our stress. When you take yourself out of the personal situations, all right, and you're looking at this bigger picture of where we're at right now as a nation, we're looking at ourselves going, we don't know what's coming our way. We don't know if things are going to open back up. We don't know if they do open back up, if things are going to get closed back down because this virus spreads. We don't know what's coming. So uncertainty in itself is stressful, you know. We don't know. We stress because we're worried about our loved ones that we haven't got to see. You know, just all of that comes into play. So set your boundaries. This is like a survival kit of the fittest right now. I feel like I've woefully failed for some of this. I mean, I know that now I need to be better prepared. And you know, you can set good habits. That's another thing I wanted to bring you guys. You know, when we start our keto journey, what did I tell y'all? And I've said this over and over. You've got to set up your time for 3 weeks. 3 weeks is what? 21 days. 21 days of keto will set you on the path of fat adaptation and truly being a keto person. That's when you flip into ketonia. That's when the cravings stop. That's when your hunger and your appetite goes away, right? So it's a 21-day thing. But you know, anything you read about habits, whether it's quitting smoking, whether it's eliminating sugar, whether it's getting out and exercising, if you do something or not do something for 21 days, you have either eliminated or created a new habit. So why not create a habit of health, of mind health, a mindset, a healthy mindset, 21 days of planning, organizing, taking time for yourself, communicating, setting boundaries, and practice it for 21 days. It can be very difficult to look at somebody and know that they need you really bad, but it's not life or death, okay? And you have to say, I can't fit it in. I can't add it to it because at this point my schedule and my plate is full too. It's hard, you guys. It is hard to tell my children no. Then you know you have to have that moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to cross this off because you really do have something. But if you are not just always the yes person, you will find healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries, guys. I want to tell you something. Years and years ago, back when I was in my 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, one person in my family said, you know, you're nothing but a doormat. Yeah, I got called doormat, Susie Homemaker, because I did what everybody wanted me to do all the time. Like but I was resentful too. So there's a big difference on your mindset about how you go about this, you know? I was very proud of the fact that I was considered a Susie Homemaker. I'm a cut from a little bit different cloth too than some of my other family members. I always said I was Peggy from the Munsters. I love my family. We're quirky, we're eccentric, we're weird, you know. But I was like different. And I wanted to be Miss Susie Homemaker. But the doormat thing bothered me because I didn't feel like I was a doormat. I just thought that, you know, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was raised I was raised old school. So to put this into perspective, how I'm looking back at my past to deal with my present, there was a time, you guys, when I was a little girl and I had all my dolls. I loved dolls, still love dolls. I wanted the dream. The dream for me was husband, little white house, picket fence, children, happily ever after. I also had a belief core. And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't that way in my house, okay? So in my world, growing up in the mid 60s and 70s, at a time when women were becoming very liberated and burning bras, I was still too young for all of that. And my mother was by no means like a liberalist, never has been, but my mother was very, very independent. Like, you know, she didn't do the whole Susie Homemaker thing. And I wanted to do that. And I also had this core belief that it was the man who ran the home, or ran to work, and the woman ran the home. And what does that have to do with anything? Well, it has to do with the fact that you can get in yourself in a place where you constantly give. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s and then obviously in my 40s and stuff like that to understand that this house and everything isn't all my responsibility. I am not the only person in my home who can do dishes, take out trash, cook a meal, take care of a child, wipe a snotty nose. I realized it wasn't all on me over the years. So if, you know, I know that we have a lot of women who are like my age or older, a few of you younger, but if you are that person, if you were raised the same way and you feel like it's every bit your job to provide breakfast, lunch, dinner, wash every dish, clean every toilet, scrub everything, do everything, get a job, still do everything, you've got to take a breath and say, no, we're going to spread the workload out. Everybody's going to work together to make everybody's life less stressful. I had to apologize for my bad moods. I'm like, guys, I know you hate it when I'm in a bad mood. When I'm in a bad mood, everybody gets in a bad mood. I don't understand that. But I said, it's just too much. You see it, but you're not, you know, we've got to communicate and we've got to spread this out. So spread the responsibilities out amongst everybody, and you again will help alleviate the workload, which will help you alleviate the stress. I know that was a long roundabout story, and y'all learned something about me. So let me take a look here. Let's see, 50-50, that's what I do. There you go. To me, that is a compliment, but it can be taxing on the spirit. Yes. Sorry you've had a rough week. I've missed you and your girls. Seeing you and hearing you keeps me connected. God bless you. Thank you, Ruby. Good morning, Keto family. Good morning, Nancy. Love your hair. Thank you, Lords. Sandra says, I have to remind myself of all the blessings I have and not focus on what I don't have or can't do. And that's where we come up to point number 4, wherever we are. Blessings, gratitude, attitude. Attitude is everything, you guys. I think of some of the things I could have done differently. Now, y'all know I'm a Christian woman. You know how I feel about things. And I thought to myself, I was listening to my church service on Facebook Live yesterday, and it was a wonderful, wonderful message, you know. And one of the highlights, one of the points was faith is an active word, you know. And one of the things that I could have done differently in the midst of all the chaos was to just stop, take a minute, be thankful, give it to God and say, Lord, this is some craziness going on here, but I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to thank you and praise you right now because I still have a family that is sweet and loving, and I have so much to be thankful and grateful for, and just give thanks and praise and honor where it's at, and I'll let you handle everything. Maybe my life would have calmed down just a little bit more had I done that, but I was all in my flesh. I was all up in my feelings, and I was all up in things. But you're right, an attitude of gratitude, of being thankful each day for what you do have and not what you don't have. And one of my favorite sayings from my best friend Judy is, I'm thankful for what you have given me, Lord, and I am thankful for what you have not given me. And isn't that the truth? There is 2 ways to look at it. You can focus on what you don't have, but when you focus on what you do have, it makes all the world of difference. And just think, if you got every little thing your heart desired and it caused you a bunch of headache, I mean, I honestly believe there are things that I have thought I needed or wanted and I should have gotten and I thought I was gonna get, and then at the end of the day I prayed about it and I did not get it, and I was full of resentment and anger, and then a week, 2 weeks, a month later, something crazy happened, and I thought, oh my God, I'm so glad I did not go that direction. Had I went there, had I gone on that cruise this year, this month is the cruise for the big keto cruise. I was all set to go on it, y'all. Be a speaker, get out there and do all this stuff. And it crushed me prior to the lockdown that I couldn't do it. Hubby had been off work. I was supposed to get a house last year. It got all approved. Didn't happen. Hubby got hurt. Hubby had to have surgery. We couldn't have afforded it. God knows what's going to happen, what you need, when you need it, and when you're going to have it, y'all. That is just the truth of it. So be happy for what you have, what you've been given, what you've been blessed with, and what you have not, because it will make all the difference in the world. And that leads me to prayer/meditation, however you want to call it. This is another, probably the most important thing that I can possibly do. Let me tell you, when I take time to just stop and get on my knees or sit in my chair, as I call it, get on my knees. No, it hurts. But I will tell you, when I stop and I just praise and worship and I turn on my music and I let it all go, I feel my spirit being renewed. I feel myself being refilled with my energy, my joy, my peace, my equilibrium all comes back. I was so grateful yesterday that I just got to sit out on my porch, listen to praise and worship, praise and praise and praise, and feel myself fill back up with peace and joy and love and all of the wonderful things that we are supposed to be able to, count our blessings for. And that did not happen until I just finally stopped what I was doing with my life, and we get busy and just give it all back to God and just take time to make Him number one. And this is not, I'm not a preacher, y'all. I don't preach, but I'm just telling you that's what I do. And I know that not everybody in this group, all right, is religious or have a Christian background. I don't know. Some people like whatever, yoga, crystals, I don't know. But again, that's what works for me. So I just feel like it is an important thing to tell you about. It's what I do. It is what keeps me grounded and sane at the end of every day, y'all. Sometimes it's a week later, and I'm just so thankful that God doesn't say, well, I haven't heard from Nancy in a couple days, so I think I'm going to bounce out. Nope. God's good. God's good every day. He does everything He's supposed to do. And when I'm all up in my business and not thinking about Him or anything like that, He's still waiting. And I turn around and go, oh, geez, Lord, sorry, I didn't have you on my list. But He's good. He is good all the time. All right. Another thing I did, I bought myself some stickers. They were at Walmart. They're just little, what do they call that? Scrapbooking, which I don't do. But it just had all these little great things on it, like, No, these are Grandma's stickers. They're my stickers. Aren't they cute? It's just adorable. Things to do, best day ever. Today is a good day for a good day. Little positive affirmations, explore, smile. It has little bookmarks, all kinds of things that work wonderfully in your organizer. So like the first one that I loved and that I pulled out and I put in here, like today, Motivation Monday, Life is Not All Rainbows and Unicorns, Walking 2 Miles, which is on my list, that moving thing, Facebook Live, computer, cookbook. I'm writing all this down, and then I put a little sticker in here. You got this, It's going to be a busy day. Yeah, it's going to. Whatever it takes, that kind of little stuff right there helps me just make my life less stressful. Sherry says, such a great message today. Thank you. Good morning, Carol. Beware of the thoughts you keep, for everything in reality manifests from the mind. We are our own worst enemies. Isn't this true? Wish I could have the courage to address this very thing with my family. The stress of taking care of this old house and the money at all costs is killing me, and no one seems to see it or even care. That's when you take that and you bite it and you just say, I'm gonna have the conversation. If you have to sit down and write down like 3 points that you want to cover so that you can focus and communicate, then do that, because it's so easy to start off and get off on the wrong foot. I have to say, one of my better traits is communication. I can listen to two people, I don't care who they are in my family or wherever I happen to be, have a conversation. I can hear what each person is saying and how they can both take it wrong. So then I translate. And they're like, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, okay. So stop and think about it. And if you have trouble communicating with people, take a minute to take a piece of paper and write down the exact points that you want to make, and maybe a couple of notes under each point so that you stay focused. So for instance, if you want people to share the burden of the responsibility with you, write that down so that you can communicate to them what you need and not sound like you're bitching and complaining. If that makes sense, okay? So communication, again, is very key. Susan said, amen, good service, and I mean this in a wonderful way. We are both so lucky to have our husband's health back. Yes, Sissy. Yes. All right. Aren't we grateful? God always thinks of us. Yes, yes. All right. So I want you all to go into May, level 6 Jumanji. Let's take those deep breaths. Let's communicate. Let's make time for ourselves. Let's set some boundaries. Let's be grateful. Let's be thankful. And let's not forget to pray it out, walk it out, worship it out, however it means. We've always got each other to lean on here, guys. This is going to lead me into an announcement right now. It's time for my announcement break. Here we go. So I've made some changes in the Keto for Real Life People group. If you haven't been there yet, just head on over. Right up there at the top, you're going to see an announcement, and it says we are now having open posting. What does that mean? Well, you know, any other group that you've ever been in, you can just post in there. But my group has been different for 2.5 years in that the only one who could post in there was me, one of my moderators, or one of my admins. So we would post the post and then everybody could comment, and that was it. My idea in the beginning, which I loved, and obviously I've kept it that way for 2.5 years, was I wanted to make sure that we all stayed together on our journey, right? So I would post a weekly post. I number each week that we go through, year by year. And every week you can post your goals, your questions, your comments, your links for videos, whatever it is that you've got under there. And we can all see it and we can all read it. I think it's a good idea, and I still love it as far as it goes, because it keeps the thread from being just things getting buried. But at the same time, we get like 50 comments. So what I thought about doing today, and I did it, was I opened it wide up. Anybody can post in there now. You don't have to just comment in there. What I'm going to do is I will still post the weekly thread so that we can keep that weekly concerns right there. But if you want to share, you know, somebody's sharing a wonderful recipe or a YouTube video that might have to do with ketosis or something like that, now you can just go in there and post it and share it, and people can comment back and forth with one another. So I'm opening it up. The second thing, part 2 of this change, I have not implemented yet. So what I've kept this group a public group. Anybody could see what we were posting week to week for the last 2 years. They couldn't comment, all right? But anybody who looked up Keto for Real Life People and wanted to scroll through could scroll through. I wanted it to be welcoming and inviting, and it also kept all the drama and the meanness out of it. So I know that we have a great group of people, and so my next thought would be close the group to private so that people won't be able to see what you're posting. If you like that idea, show me some hearts, some thumbs up, some hugs, some care hugs. All right. So once I close it, I can never make it public again, because we do have over 5,000 people. Once it goes private, it's private. So I just wanted to put that out there, see what my response was from y'all. I wanted to see what y'all's response was regarding this, because I think what we're going to do is open it up so everybody can post. But we're going to close it down so nobody can see what you're posting. That way you don't have relatives or friends in your business on your keto journey getting all up in there unless they are part of that group. So yes, I see lots of response coming in with hearts and stuff like that. So that will take place today. I will go ahead and shut Keto down, the group down in the private mode, and take it off of public mode, and it'll be by invitation only. I still won't just approve anybody in the group to join. You must, invite people, and then we go in and we check everybody out. I do have guidelines. I just don't put a whole bunch of long rules because it's, we're adults. We should know how to treat people, right? But I do not take brand new accounts. So if somebody, requests to join my Facebook group and they've only been a member since April 13th, they're not getting in. I'm sorry. I've had too many wackadoodles who are bogus, set up bogus accounts, brand new accounts, and then try to hit on women, private message them, all kinds of stuff that we protect you from. So I still have a few guidelines, but you'll be able to invite your family and friends in. They won't be able to see it if you don't want them in there. So you know what I mean? Like, you just go ahead and post whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about who's seeing it in the public on the regular feeds. So, all right, let me take a look at that response. And then I'm going to move on to the next part, because Motivation Monday, I usually have one topic I want to talk about. Then I talk about announcements, and then I talk about other things. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to take a moment here. Patty, thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. Great idea. Great. Like that idea. But we can add people still, right? Yes, Tanya, you can still add people if you want to add them. The only process, and it's always been this way, you've never been able to just join the group without an admin or a moderator approving who joins. I can honestly say that I've probably, in 2.5 years, there are probably only 20 people or less who have been blocked, like literally blocked, like Louis Balouy from Ashwagandha, who keeps wanting to infiltrate our group, and you look at his profile and all he does is hit on women. I'm not letting him in, so I blocked him after the 20th attempt. We don't have a huge block list, but we do, like I said, we decline people who do not have profile pictures, who do have nothing. I look to see, because I don't decline anybody based on sex, religious affiliation, race, or any of that. I mean, if you are here for keto and that's what you're all about, then you're allowed in. But if you are just somebody who is a catfisher, who likes to prey upon other women, thinking you're going to get a girlfriend out of here, or you're going to start harassing people and spamming them, or promoting, self-promotion is one of those things I don't allow. If you say, for instance, Angie Cook has her own group. If Angie wanted to post in my group and share her group, I would allow that. I would be like, totally, I love her, I trust her, but I don't just want any random person who I don't know coming in and trying to spam and say, here, buy this new diet pill because it's going to be the best keto pill you've ever taken, and start running their BS game on me. That's why we still moderate. That's what we do to keep all that junk out of there. So anywho, I think you guys are going to like it. I hope you do. I think it's going to be different. I asked yesterday, during our church day, we had our church service yesterday, and then at 4 o'clock our church went live again because they had a church meeting type deal, and we can't be together, so we did it all on live. And then we had just prayer time, people who had requests. One of the things that I requested for, guys, was I requested prayer for direction. 2.5 years, everything has been really good, but I would honestly say 2 years, everything was really good. I would say for the last 6.5 months, because now we're into May, things were different for me. Everything shifted. Like, everything in my world shifted. Financially, everything shifted. Health-wise, my husband's health shifted. Hormonally, I shifted with my health, and female health shifted. Weight gain, struggling, all of these different things. And then on this level, where I'm a group leader and I have my own YouTube channel and all that, I felt like I was just on shifting sand, and I couldn't find my footing these last few months. So I requested prayer. I just needed some direction on making changes that needed to be changed so that I could continue to work my journey, share it with you guys in a way that really matters. And that's what I wanted to do. Okay? You guys matter so much to me. And all I keep thinking about was, what made you go here, Nancy? What made you start doing this? What was your core? What was your passion? Well, my passion was that nobody has to be a slave to carb and sugar addiction. Nobody has to live with all of that terrible guilt and self-loathing and feelings of failure. I don't want anybody to ever feel like that. That's my passion. My second passion, which is just right neck and neck with the other one, was I love getting in the kitchen. I love cooking. I love creating recipes and stuff that people will enjoy, that are keto, that they can share with their friends and family and feel like that they're living a regular normal life and still eating healthy. So there's my two things that I just adore. And so direction for me was like, okay, the sands and everything's changing, everything's shifting. But here's the thing, even with social distancing, it doesn't affect what I'm able to continue to do because I already started doing it. So I'm thankful for that. So be prepared. Now, the next announcement, okay, Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. I know that most of us are the moms, but you know, we all have moms, right? So I do. I don't know what I'm going to be able to per se, whether or not we're going to gather. I think we will at my place. I can't have my mother-in-law. She's poor baby, is in a nursing home, doesn't dementia and doesn't realize what's happening. So I can't have her. We can't go see her. We can't communicate unless she sometimes figures out how to use her phone. She FaceTimed us with her ear the other day, but then she doesn't always remember. So that's a thing for us to deal with this week. But my mama, on the other hand, and my daughters, who are all moms, I think what we will do is put together a menu. And I have some great ideas for you guys on some menu options to make your Mother's Day special. This will be coming on tomorrow. All right, so we're going to talk about tomorrow about Mother's Day ideas. Guys, I've come up with a chicken salad. Who loves chicken salad? Anybody love chicken salad? If you love chicken salad, please let me see some thumbs up, some hearts, some likes, some somethings. Because I love chicken salad, but most of the chicken salads that I've ever tasted are usually, you know, kind of slightly sweet. They usually have grapes or nuts, walnuts, and, you know, apples, fruits, and stuff like that. Well, I came up with a new chicken salad last week. I've made it twice now, so it is delicious. Guys, it is a chicken fajita savory salad that is cool, packed with all kinds of flavor, no heat, lots of flavor, lots and lots of flavor, y'all. So I thought that would be wonderful. Chicken salad is just, to me, quintessential. You could just easily put that out for a nice gathering with ladies. They love it, love it, love it. But what was awesome was that my kids, my grandkids, my husband, they were like, oh man, this is really excellent. So we've got some chicken fajita chicken salad. How about some appetizers? Like if you're tailgating, how about a chicken bacon barbecue bites? Something that you can put together, make a bunch of. It's all keto, it's delicious, it's wonderful, yet you can serve it up really good. So I'm on a chicken thing because maybe it's the weather. I'm been eating a lot of beef and now I'm all about some chicken. So I've got some cheddar bacon barbecue bites that are going to be coming up. If you don't have alternate sweets or some sugar-free barbecue sauce, get you some or make you some. And then of course, other options, recipes that are already available are things like making buns. I've had questions, I guess because we're coming into grilling season, people are wanting to know how to make the new bread and shape it into buns. For hamburgers, for hot dogs, you can make potato salad. Of course, there's cake. So, and then my favorite thing that I think is my favorite is I'm calling it mojitos. What are mojitos? Mojito is champagne that is keto-fied, because we know we can't have mimosas, right? Because we cannot have orange juice and champagne. But I think I've come up with a little trick, just a little something. We're gonna call them mojitos, that are just as tasty, so that you can enjoy your Cinco de Mayo, your Mother's Day, with your chicken fajita salad, a nice, beautiful champagne mojito. and we're gonna have some good ideas. So look forward to that. All right, we're gonna be working on that tomorrow. All right, last but not least, I want to talk about a few things product-wise that are coming up. So I got a notification this morning that my keto crate is arriving today. So that means for you guys that I will be doing the product review. Don't know what's in it. We'll see what's in it. I'll be going live with that. Hopefully Elizabeth and Harvey will accompany me and join me for that, because we just enjoy it. It's so fun to dive into new keto products, tear them apart or lift them up or whatever. So that's coming in today, and that live will be coming in maybe this evening if they feel like it, if they've got time, or tomorrow evening, something like that. Secondly, let's talk about keto chow, guys. As you can see it, I'm fixing to have a keto chow shake. Stress-wise, I'm trying to, and goal-wise, I'm wanting to really pay attention to my carbs, my fat. So I'm kind of working myself this week for next week. What's next week, you say? Next week, I announced this last week. Next week, if you have ordered or if you have Peak Tea, all right, they are starting a 2-week fasting challenge. I think the last day for registration is May 16th. And then it starts on May 18th. Okay, so some people are going, well, Peak is too expensive. It is pricey, guys. It is pricey. But I'm going to tell you something. So if you were to take a glass of green tea, you bought it at the store, which I'm not saying it's not bad or anything, but it would take like 4 or 5 bags of that to equal like one little packet of their tea, okay? So their teas are exceptionally strong in the sense what they have natural polyphenols, they have natural L-theanine in it, and I have gotten this schedule down. And I got my tea, so I am ready. I'll show you real quick, and I might just order one more box. But here are all the teas that I have from Peak Tea. So I have the Senka, it's a Japanese green tea. That lighting on there was terrible. There we go. All right. I've got I ordered a brand new box of this jasmine. This is my new addiction. Guys, I don't even like to drink tea. Like, you know, I know. You live in Texas? I know. I like to have maybe 1 or 2 iced teas in the summer. I'm not a huge. My husband drinks it every day. I'm like, meh, I don't care for it. And, excuse me. So, but I fell in love with this tea. I also have the mint tea, the Earl Grey tea, the ginger elixir, and the hibiscus, all right? So they're doing a fast that's starting with Dr. Jason Fung. And I just respect the heck out of Dr. Jason Fung. That's why I'm doing it. And y'all don't have to. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing for my journey. And so I got when you order the tea, which you can get this 1 pack, I think it's like you get all 3 of these like for $33. There's 14 servings in each box. Then you get to join their private Facebook group, and that's where they're going to be running this challenge at, and Dr. Jason Fung will be going live in there, and you know, hopefully I'll get to get a question answered or whatever, but I'm just in it for the information. Definitely in it because I want to try to get some of this weight off. I mean, I'm down to it, and as far as my girly side of me goes, my personal life goes, I'm turning 55 next month. I would love to get some more of this weight, this menopause belly off of me. And so I want to join in on this 2-week IF fasting. So if you order Peak Tea, you get to be part of that as your bonus. So I'm going to run it and do it. I mean, intermittent fasting, it's one of those things that I do, intermittent fast. But we're going to have tips, strategies, and I got some tips this morning, which I am going to share with you. Because they're sending me daily tips now, already leading up to this, and I'm loving it, on how much tea to drink, what kind of tea to drink, why you're drinking it, what it does for you. I got first email yesterday, and I shared the little picture there on my Keto for Life People page on L-theanine, theanine, and how it is a energy stress reliever. Yes, what are we talking about today? Stress, yes. So this is another thing that you can do is green tea, whether it's this brand or another brand, guys. Green tea, matcha tea, Japanese green tea, Chinese green tea, whichever one you choose, oolong tea. These types of teas help de-stress you just because of what they have this L-theanine in it, and this has got it in high quantities. So yes, so that's that. All right, and I did share a link. I shared a link yesterday on that post. I'll share one. But today's tip was how much and when to drink it, and I found it very informative. I've got to kind of take that information, transfer it, and then put it in a way that is good for Facebook because it's an email. And I thought it was just fantastic information on how much tea should you drink to reap the benefits. So 3 cups a day. That's not hard to do. I can do that. I like it. And I will tell you this. Now, everything on here says 1 packet to 8 ounces of water. Nah, I don't like it like that. I do it my way. Whether I get this packet in 8 ounces of water or 10 ounces or 20 ounces, that's totally up to me. So for the cold brew teas, which are awesome, I'll use a 16 to 20 ounce bottle of water, and I just shake it up, and then I pour it over ice, and it's wonderful. I like the mild. I don't like strong tea taste. So I just take it and put it at the strength I like. And then right now I'm drinking Earl Grey, and I make it into the large mug. It's probably between about 12 ounces of hot water with an Earl Grey in it, and it is like exceptionally good tea. Like, I've drank Lipton and Louisiana, and I have bought Taozo teas, and I've bought Celestial Seasoning, I've bought Stag teas. I mean, I like hot teas in the winter, but I have to say, quality-wise, I was like, ooh, maybe that's why it costs a little bit more money. I don't know about that, but it's good. And so, what I'm doing this week is I'm kind of getting myself ready. I'm trying to be focused, and here's my goals. I didn't post it in group, but here it is. Here's my goals for the week. My goal for the week is to zero in on my total carbs for at least 6 days in a row. So that means I'm going to try to get myself to do like 1 keto chow shake and 1 meal right around between 4 and 5. And I want to know what my total carb count is on that. And then I want to intermittent fast. So I'm going to practice so when I go into a challenge, I don't know if there's a prize or not when they say challenge. I don't know what they're going to do. To me, the prize would be get some belly fat off, you know. But I'm going to start prepping and get myself ready for 14 days of IF, and I'm looking to do, you can easily do 16, so I don't want to do 16 hours. I want to push myself to 18 to 20 being where I want to be. That's what I want to do for 2 weeks, so that's what I'm prepping for. Oh, all of a sudden I got the hiccups. Who knew? All right, let me see here. Alrighty, let me go back up here. Nancy, please, more lupin flour. Yes. Hey guys, there's been a little bit of shortage with Wholesome Provisions, and they are sending out some more. I am down to my very last bag, and there's not a whole lot left, so I'm being very careful. I do have a couple of things on the table. I've already talked with the owner of Wholesome Provisions, the maker of Miracle Flour. They're going to be coming out with new packaging, guys. I'm super excited. I think it'll be out by June, maybe at the end of May. Lexi, can you turn that down just a titch, baby? So if you've seen, I don't know if I have one of their bags or not. I really don't, but I'll tell you this. I'll just hold this up. So when you order Miracle Flour, it comes in those little cellophane wrapped bags, or 1 pound bags each, you know, and they're just, you have to open it and put it in a container. Well, I talked with the owner of the company, and basically what he's doing is he's going to these style bags with a Ziploc across the top, but they're going to be much better constructed, sort of like their chocolate chip bags. That's like that super heavy bag. And you'll just be able to buy your lupin flower and open it and seal it back up, and you don't have to put it into another thing. So anyways, they're getting that all done. And of course, with the quarantine, with the way businesses were operating, he had to find another place to get it produced. So more lupin flower recipes coming your way. One of the things that I'm working on, guys, is a new pie crust. Yes, you can use my miracle dough, and it does work, and I'm happy with that. But I'd like to get something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more crustier, flakier, crumblier, so that we can do some wonderful pies. So that's one of my on the table. I'm just very low on ingredients right now. I'm kind of low on a lot of my keto ingredients right now. I've got empty spots up there, which happens to the best of us. But as soon as I get the stuff in, I will start churning it out. I did make some peanut butter fat bombs yesterday that are delicious. Let me show you real quick. Oh, I have shorts on. I don't ever wear shorts, but it's hot already. So these were some cute little things that you guys that are super easy to make, and I can modify these even more if I want to. No bake, 5 minutes, no problem. These little guys right here, they are so delicious, y'all. Oh, let me see if I can't just do that for you. I call them peanut butter babies because they really do. I mean, if I just put a little chocolate on it, they kind of remind me of a Chico stick. Anybody like Chico sticks? That's what these taste like. And I whipped them up yesterday. I was inspired by something I saw on Tasty Videos or whatever. You know how you can look at something and go, oh, I can keto-fy that? That's what I did. So I took peanut butter and some powdered erythritol and some vanilla and some shredded coconut. And I heated up the peanut butter and the butter, stirred it until it was creamy, sifted in some powdered erythritol, added a bunch of unsweetened coconut, gave it all a stir, scooped it out, and I made, with just a little bit, I made like 14 or 15 of these little fat bombs in 5 minutes flat. Delicious. Peanut butter babies, y'all. That recipe will be coming out too. So good. Yes, grandson? My grandson's being my #1 fan right now. Okay, let's see, Susan says, oh, here we go. Oh, thank you for the stars, y'all. Thank you so much. Carla says, can you add me back to your group? I did not mean to take myself out back when I was leaving other groups. Oh yeah, Carla. Or you can request right now. Just go over there and request and I'll approve it. Class said, good. I'm glad you watched the people coming in. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You are awesome in my eyes. Love you, girl. Thank you for all that you do for your keto peeps. Take some time for you today. Hey, I've got a lot to do, and I'd like to get y'all taken care of. Just to be perfectly honest with you, I'd like to wrap this all up in 3 days, if I could. If I can get Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and get keto business done. That's what I told my husband. I said, I got a lot of keto business. I will tell you. So I have my website, ketoforreallipepeople.com. And that is mine no matter where I take it. Right now, the domain, I guess that's what you call it. I don't know. I hate that. I hate computer lingo. Anyways, let me just put it this way. So I am in a place where my website, where that Keto for Elect People sits, is going to expire the first week of next month. I debated last year on whether or not I wanted to keep it there. It's very expensive. It's $300 a year I pay for that website. But I can't get widgets. I want a website that you guys can go to, that you can hit print and print recipes. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to print the recipes out instead of, you know, I just keep it all on my phone, but I know so many people love to print recipes. So that's not available. It doesn't work on this expensive place that I pay for. The other thing is that it should be pinnable. So when you see the pictures, you should be able to hit the little red pin button and save it and put it on your Pinterest. I want that availability. The other thing that I want to do is I want to populate it with ads because that is the norm, folks. That's norm. You know, when you go to a website and you see little boxes here or there, yes, they're annoying, but you know, the purpose of those little boxes is to advertise. You can scroll right past them, but by those being on there, it helps take and pay for your website. So like for instance, for me, a website which costs, you know, $300 a year, plus you got to pay for the protection of it, plus you got to pay for the domain, plus you got to, it's like, this is one of those things. I think if I'm paying for it, I should get what I damn well want. Now here's the other thing, I'm not great on this, so I've been studying, I was researching on, and I've got to take time this week, and this is offline work that y'all don't know about, and I'm scared to death that I'm going to try to transfer from Squarespace to WordPress, which offers the features that I need for y'all. And I'm hoping that I can transfer everything over, because if it doesn't, I'm screwed, blued and tattooed. Roger and Connie, hello. Jalapeno chicken salad. Oh my gosh, sounds so yummy. With pickles. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Love chicken salad, would love a new recipe. Anything for nachos. Hey, speaking of which, now I've got coconut all up in my teeth. Speaking of nachos, last night I think I did the perfect, I called it a taco nachos. A taco nachos. So I did, Elizabeth did all the ground beef and everything like that. And I did a thin layer of pork skins. Usually I mound it up because that's what you do with corn chips, right? And I've always done that. So, but I didn't want to yesterday, so I did one layer of pork skins, and then I put the ground beef on top of that, then I put the shredded cheese on top of that, then I popped it in the microwave for just enough time for the cheese to melt a little bit, then I pulled it back out, thin layer of lettuce, thin layer of onions, just a little few sprinkles, tomatoes. We had diced avocado, so I put some diced avocado, and then a dollop of sour cream right in the middle and some salsa around it, and then topped it with a little cilantro. Golly, guys, you put that on a pretty plate. I was so full. That plate was probably just a little too big, honestly, because I had, you know, I was just like, it was so, so good. So taco nachos. They're so delicious. I mean, it's not a new concept, but sometimes it's not always about the ingredients. It's about the putting it together in the right amounts to make it over the top delicious. Okay, Angie says, since my mama is in heaven, we usually just go on a picnic or go camping. Your chicken fajita salad sounds yummy. And yes, one of the great things about chicken salad too is that, you know, you can put it in a Tupperware dish, pop it in your cool pack or whatever, and it'll travel easily. It's something you can just easily eat. You know, it's not so messy. I know there's a lot of women out there, Angie, this year who don't have their mamas. I'm grateful. I mean, last week when my mother was in that car wreck, I could have just, you know, I could have been in the same position. So we have to be grateful and just take the day and celebrate those who are, you know. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Maybe I'll save that for another time. Love Dr. Fung's articles and books. Yes, me too. Dory. Hey, Dory girl. Reply. Hey, lady. There's the unicorns. I will be 58 next month and going on my 5th year of menopause. Well, you know, Dr. Quebeca answered me on her live. I mean, in the live, she popped my little question up there. You know what sucks, y'all, is that I had gone 230 days without a period. She goes, I'm kind of impressed that you know how many days. I have been tracking my periods for at least 10 years. So I have data. Like, it's all on my phone. You can go up there and see when I have a period every month for the last 10 years. So I knew that I was 230 days late for my period and then to get one. Last month, I had a full-on menstrual cycle. And I asked her if I have to start all over, and she said yes with the counting. So you have to go 1 full year without one to call yourself post-menopause, to say, hey, I'm over this. Okay, so now here we are into May, and I checked my little calendar, and it's like, you're 1 day late. Now I'm 2 days late, unless I start, which, hey, I would love to, quite honestly. I would love to. If I had to have periods the rest of my life, I'd be okay with it. I like me with periods. I like me a lot better with periods than I do without. Just saying, just a little thought. Oh, Dory says 45 this summer, premenopause is kicking my ass this year. Oh yeah, girl. Wait, just you wait. It doesn't get any better. And if anybody else thinks it does get better, encourage her, because I haven't seen it yet. How is their tea different? Ooh, I would love. I would love to tell you, because how about I do this. I will, when I do the product reviews, I will pull this in. I'll do a product review video. We'll do Keto Crate. I will pull up some Keto Chow. I will pull out my peak tea information. And I also would love to do a taste test. Okay, so I would love to do an ice cream taste test, and I think this will just be fun, because here we have summer coming. Everybody's gonna want those cool treats. And so over the last couple of months, I've flitting from store to store, I have come across Mammoth ice cream, Killer Creamery ice cream, Enlightened ice cream, Rebel ice cream, and I think there's another one. I just can't remember the name of it right now. But I would like to get a pint of each one and then do a product review with you guys. I think that one I'll do just by itself. I mean, with that many ice creams, I think that we could definitely, you know, taste test, price point, mouth feel, overall sweetness, ingredients, and then rate them, at least according to Keto for Real Life People, aka me, of which I feel is the best. So I think that's another thing that I think would be fun and kind of helpful. Let's see. Fasting that many days, would it be okay because of blood sugar? Honestly, we're not talking about fasting in the sense of like no food. We're talking about intermittent fasting. There's where you're giving yourself a window of time to eat. So if you're eating, say, between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day, then you have got yourself an 8-hour window, and it should not affect your blood sugar. If anything, it should help it. And you can do, here's the thing, you can intermittent fast every single day if you wanted to. And you could make it to where you intermittent fast for 16 hours one day, 20 hours another day, 15 hours another day. So long as you've got 12 or more hours of no food in your body, you are basically practicing intermittent fasting. But then you can take intermittent fasting and you can hone in on it for whatever purpose you're looking for. If it's improved blood sugar, if it's fat burning, if it's to be in better ketosis, you know, you can tweak intermittent fasting to be optimal intermittent fasting. And that's what I'm looking for, because when I start this challenge, I'm not going to go over 20 total carbs a day. Yeah, baby. I don't know. I didn't mention that part yet, because kind of I'll be talking about it all the way up until it starts. And I'll keep up with you guys even while I'm doing it, just to see where I'm at. But yes, I want to keep when I start this challenge, my goal is to fast between 18 and 20 hours a day, not go over 20 total carbs. I'm calculating my protein as well. I'm not as concerned about fat as I am about protein and carbs. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you want to know how much protein you should have a day, basically average, take your desired weight. So if you want to weigh 150 pounds, you convert it to kilograms. And you're like, how do I do that? You do it on Google. Just type in 150 pounds and it'll pop up to kilograms. Well, then it's going to tell you that, you know, that's like 60 something kilograms, and you multiply it times 1.5. That's it. That you eat the protein you want, that you should eat for your desired weight, not your current weight. Okay, so I always had it wrong. I was just thought, oh yeah, you know, or I let some calculator do it for me. But if I wanted to be more precise, I would take my goal weight and I would multiply it times 1.5 in kilograms in metric, and then that's about the amount of grams of protein I should have a day. And I will tell you, according to my calculations, I'm not eating enough. I've said I should be between 65 and 75. And I've been doing that and not getting any results. It says I need to be closer to 100. But I don't know if that is good for me either. See, misinformation, because I'm older. So I think if you're young, 100 grams of protein sounds wonderful. Or, you know, if you're whatever, I'm rambling now, sorry. But these are the thoughts that run through my mind. But I do know that you want to eat your protein according to your goal weight, not your current weight, if that's something. Has Doc Barry ever discussed belly fat and menopause? You know, and this is not just Doc Barry. This is all the docs. This is one of the things. This is why, guys, I've started branching out a little bit into some more female ones. And you got to vet them, because not all of them are really caring about your health as much as they care about, you know, their books and their products. But I will tell you, and I don't mind books or products, by the way. I think they're wonderful. But I think that you really want real information. Like, I love Dr. Anna Kabecka. When Angie Cook sent me that book, I devoured it, not once, not twice, but I started on it a third time, and I'm fixing to go over it again just to keep refreshing myself and to learn it, because she gave answers that I have not heard any doctor, keto guru give. They all kind of skirt around it. Why? Well, maybe it's because there's the standard issue, you know, we get left behind. Here's the deal. You're in menopause. Oh, we can give you hormone replacement therapy. Oh, now doc will tell you, you know, that those synthetics are really bad for you, and I agree 100%. But as far as understanding what we're going through, there's not a lot of information out there that the guide docs are sharing with us. So I've started following Anna Kabecka and one other lady, her name won't come to me right now. I got her second book coming. I'm supposed to be getting this, some microgreens from Equip, which is a shoot off of Perfect Keto. It should have been here. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Alex, because twice now I've not received my stuff. But I've got this coming in. It's supposed to be comparable to Dr. Anna Kabecka's. So I'm really looking forward to using this microgreens to help with energy and vitamins. I don't even have to buy vitamins, because this has it all in it. And so it's a 1-month supply. I can't wait to try it. That looked like somebody pulled in my driveway. All right, bagels made with lupin flour. Yes. Now I did make pretzels with lupin flour. Recipe for your PB babies. Yes, loves Chico sticks. Thank you. You're so creative in the kitchen. Love it. I am not. Hey, baby girl. Hi, Melissa. Printing and pinning to Pinterest are so nice on recipes. Well, have you contacted WordPress to see if you could transfer easily? There may be a certain thing they can do to make sure. Well, Tanya, like I said, I've been researching. I've got the directions. It's biting the bullet, you know, because when you go to follow their step by step how to do it, and then you go, it'll say in the drop down, do this, and then you're like, there's no drop down, and it ain't doing it. Because why? Because you wrote this a year ago and you've already done an update and now you've changed it again. That's my life when it comes to computer stuff. Okay, love Dr. Fung. I'm trying to do longer fast daily, trying to get to 22 hours a day. Now, I wouldn't do 22 to 24 hours a day. I mean, 1 meal a day. Some people love 1 meal a day. You know, they get by with 1 meal a day, and that's fine. But if you're experiencing anything like hunger pangs, like you're hungry and you constantly dizzy and you're moody and you got the whole Snicker bar commercial going on, you might want to eat. I think it's fine to do if it's natural for you and you've made it a way of life. Some people, my son is one of those. I only eat once a day. He doesn't eat, you know, that's it. I'm not. I'm a twice a day girl. And you can do that because you can still stay in your macros and you can still fast the rest of the time. Okay, been there, went through too many years with it showing up on the 8th month and then had to start over. I was so glad when I finally got through the 1 year. Did the happy dance, so I feel for you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. When you do get into postmenopausal, your hormones are all gone and the new issues, bioidentical hormone pellets. No. Keto chow ice cream is so hard, doesn't really defrost well. Help. All right, the trick with keto ice cream, I don't care what you buy, it's always hard as a rock. If it is store-bought, okay, whether it's Rebel or Enlightened or any of those, you can pop them in your microwave, which I don't like doing. I like just leaving it set out on the counter. If you know you're gonna want ice cream after you eat dinner or whatever, or you're gonna have ice cream, that set it out on the counter and just let it set. until it becomes to that. You'll find that it's rich, it's creamy, it's silky, it's yummy. Just let it sit out for a little while. Like, I'll set it on the counter while I'm doing dinner, and then by the time, you know, we're done, it's ready to rock and roll, you know. Or if I know that night, Celix and I, because, you know, y'all know we love NCIS. We're in season 17 now. Ooh, it's so good. But we have these NCIS marathons when he comes home. And he gets his little pint of ice cream, and I get my little pint of ice cream, and then we go to our rooms. Sometimes I got my little scoop thing going on, like, but anyways, you guys, sometimes I eat the whole pint, especially if I ate really early in the day and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have ice cream for dinner. Anyway, just let it sit out for a while, you'll be fine. All right. Autophagy kicks in around 16 hours. You're exactly right. And autophagy at our age is all important. Yes, every bit of cellular cleanup I can get, I will take. Carol says, I'll have to figure that out for the proteins. Thank you. Yes. What about us olders over 70? See, I know that the older you get, and if you're not active, you don't require as much. You just want to eat enough protein to keep your muscle from, you don't want to lose muscle. You want to strengthen muscles. And quite honestly, we do need to be doing, you know, strength training is the best thing you can do to just keep your muscles strong, flexible. It protects your joints and all that good stuff. But I don't think we require as much protein after a certain age. What about bioidentical hormones? I have been on them for almost 3 years and feel like it has put weight back on. I'm going to see if maybe Jennifer Marie will refresh my memory, because she has got a pellet thing that she is loving. But I think, again, it's really going to come up to you who you go to and whether they are right for you. And I would discuss that with your healthcare professional or your homeopath doctor who's prescribing them to make sure that they're in the right area. Let's see. Denise says, I've been stalled the past 6 months. I started carnivore 8 days ago. I eat all the protein I want. Meat. Once in a while, eggs, and I use butter for my fat. No more heavy whipping cream. I've lost 6 pounds this week. Also in my 50s. My carbs are no more than 5 total per day. And you know, I think it really has to do with your DNA type, what you respond to. Because I've done a complete carnivore and only gained 4 or 5 pounds. And yet other people will lose 8 pounds, and I'm like, I'm gaining, you're losing, and I don't understand it. So I think it's just a matter of, if it works for you, then do it, because that's what this is all about. Do what works for you. Diane says, that's what I do with Rebel, that I have to share with my doggies. Oh, my GP put me on them. Okay, that was a reply. So now that I'm ready, already on them, feel like I have gained weight back and want off of them. I think that you should, again, that's something you'll have to talk to your person about, of getting rid of them. I know a lot of women who don't take anything. You know, if I've got a tube of progesterone cream in there that I was using for just a little bit, and then I'm forgetful, of course, I didn't do it, you know, but I thought, damn, I should have done it when I stopped that period, because then you're supposed to start it, like, you know, it's like a boost of progesterone. I forgot. All right, agree on strength training for olders, definitely. All right, y'all, it is after 11. I was going to give myself an hour to do this, but I think we needed the time. What did y'all think? I hope you got something good out of today's Motivation Monday. And I've started doing these Monday morning, because I think that the Facebook highway is very crowded at night with everybody else's Facebook lives, and let's face it, when those berries come on, everybody wants to go flock to them. So, and I don't blame y'all. They're adorable couples. So anyways, this is going to wrap up this week's Motivation Monday. You expect some changes in group. You are free to post. So if you want to post your memes, your videos, your recipes, just your comments, questions, picture of your dog, I don't care. You're free to do it now. We will be closing the group to private starting this afternoon. It'll kick in. So your posts will be private. Only the people in group will be able to see your posts. Even if it shows up in your feed that somebody posted, you'll be like, what? That's just part of it. Only you see it scroll by, nobody else does. And I'm getting ready for Mother's Day, Cinco de Mayo. Today is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I like talking with a lisp. And have a blessed week. And I'm going to be wrapping my week up online by Wednesday. Unless something major, we're going to be doing some product reviews, some keto crowd stuff. We're going to see the next 3 days. You're going to go see my face a bunch. And then after that, you're not. Because I have bought my paint, not this weekend, but the weekend before. That front porch has got to get painted, and it's really, really windy for the first few days this week, and then it dies down. So this front porch is getting done before the weekend comes. And not to mention, this house needs work. So I got things to do. You guys have a wonderful day. Remember, guys, fats first, moderate protein, low carb, and get you some.